Just stood here with Dave Lenigas. Needs no introduction whatsoever.
Yeah, hi Alex.
Yeah, hi mate.
Yeah,
Masters today?
Masters Investors, yeah, no, so I've been to a lot of UK shows and I think this sort of pretty much trumps. It's very well organised. Much better than one I think next week. At least you don't have people who are organising the conference standing in the back of the your presentation sort of giving you raspberries.
Yeah, you were brilliant on the stage. We'll put the video out on the site later on, but
it's going to go live, is it?
We'll put it out later on, but no, it didn't go live, but when we put it out, everybody will see it.
Okay.
The Lenigas Cuba store.
Yeah, no, look,
it's just starting.
It's just starting. We need to get the market moving. We need to get people interested in buying and selling on the exchange. ISDX is a difficult market. Always was going to be, but I think Patrick and the boys at ISDX will get it all moving. And once liquidity kicks in, people can buy and sell and get a proper active market. But in the meantime, we should be announcing in the next week a move to North America, which should see a lot more liquidity and enables the North Americans who really understand Cuba to access the market. I'm quite looking forward to that sort of that move. It's taken a long time to put it together.
I've got to ask you about wholesale, and obviously I know you've left it and all that, but you were the main instigator back in the day. So no, I've got to say this. So a lot of people were laughing. The British press, they were having a go and everything. But the point being is,
they were wrong.
It's been proven up. It's starting to be proven.
And you know what? Some of those people have still got a job, and I find that absolutely amazing that they can sit there and basically tell lies in an uneducated sense. People at the Times, people at the Telegraph. I know some of those journalists have moved on, and rightly so. But some of the stuff they said was disgraceful, uneducated, and uninformed, and they've been proven wrong, and not one apology. Not that I'm expecting an apology, because I think cowards like that don't give one. They just sort of hide behind their pen and sort of sit there and thinking people get amused by what they write. But I think at the end of the day, this has been proven to be right, like pretty well everything else in this project right from the beginning. I moved on. I'm the man who found it. Now you need people like Steve Sanderson to develop it, and to put someone like Steve in charge, who's had 22 major oil discoveries, probably 23 now, up his sleeve, of which 14 are being commercial, is the right thing to do. I think you need English people promoting English oil. Putting Aussies in charge of English oil, particularly when you've got the banter about cricket and rugby, is probably not the right thing to do.
I've just been interviewing Steve, and it really, they've increased the percentage in wholesale.
Yeah.
It just looks like what people, my personal opinion is, what people are missing here is, this isn't like a 3-month, 6-month thing. If people are going to look at this, I think it's a year to 2 years. It's where if you're going to invest. If it goes down, you're buying the dips and you're carrying the story through. That's where I think they'll get the return.
Yeah, but that's you talking as a share market pundit.
Yeah, of course.
My job isn't to tell people to buy and sell shares. My job is to tell people what I'm interested in, and do you want to come and join my journey? All my stuff takes a long time to put together. The plan's always there from the beginning. Wholesale is ticking along as per the plan. In fact, it's accelerating. I think Steve's doing a great job now, turning into a corporate animal, about acquiring more acreage in the world and putting together the big play. And good on him. I think Britain needs the whole thing to be consolidated and tidied up. We had to fund it with a whole heap of microcaps because of the AIM rules and the way things are structured within AIM. And it was difficult to get the money to go and drill that well that cost probably £5 or £6 million. But the results are there, and I think over the course of the next couple of years there'll be hundreds of millions of pounds spent by consortiums or whatever on the wheel, which will be great for Britain.
I think the British government will be paying attention as well, to say the least.
Well, I think the British government's a bit busy with Brexit right now. And the last time all the news came out, the British government was busy on the election. So either way, the British government's...
They'll wake up sometime, won't they?
Well, no, they've woken up. It's a matter of what are the priorities for the British government to speak to the people about. And oil in the world is important from me as a technical person's perspective. But I think there's bigger issues that the government's debating. Obama's been in town talking about what his views are.
Yeah, back of the queue. I was absolutely stunned with that one. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, well, in America they say back of the line, so I was watching it.
Gee whiz, unbelievable.
Who wrote his speech on that one? But I think Boris has got some valid points. Frankly, I do.
I know, but he's left himself wide open for that now, hasn't he? They're going to attack him. They're basically going to say he's a racist.
Yeah, he's not a racist at all.
I know that.
I mean, you talk to the people on the street, people actually listen. People are feeling, Boris is telling the world what the man on the street's actually thinking. I mean, my family, you know, that are UK-based, you know, outlaws, in-laws, all that sort of stuff, I mean, they're a pretty conservative bunch, and they're thinking, you know what, things have got to change. Britain should be great again, and Britain can't be great in Europe. And, you know, I listen to what they say. Going back to the whole concept of Brexit and the British government, you know, they've got other issues I think they need to put in front of the people, which is why oil's not on the agenda. But, but think about it. I mean, how much oil does Britain consume from the rest of the world, particularly places like Russia and all those sorts of places? A bit of homegrown oil here certainly adds to the country's balance.
And you could take it another step further, where you've got Scotland trying to get independence. And the issues
that failed, didn't it?
But if they come back to the table again...
Well, the whole Scottish independence thing failed, and thank Christ it did from their economics perspective, because you know, they were doing all that when oil was $80 a barrel. I mean, they would have been screwed.
Exactly,
I think the whole concept of Britain and the British Commonwealth is where Britain should be focusing. I mean, the Commonwealth as a conglomerate of countries now exceeds the EU from an economic trading bloc. I mean, last year it turned out to be bigger than the EU from a GDP perspective.
People forget about that.
People forget about
the Commonwealth.
And you've got one of the greatest ladies in the world ever running the Commonwealth.
Exactly, yeah. I agree totally.
So, you know, whether you're a Republican or not, I mean, God bless her. She's amazing.
It's nice that come from Australia.
Well, she's my queen as well.
No, I know, but you guys wanted to get rid of it before.
No, not me. I mean, I'm a monarchist, not a Republican.
Yeah.
So I think there's stability in the whole concept of Britain and the British Empire, and you know, and the Commonwealth.
By the way, it's lovely catching up with you today.
Yeah, no, pleasure.
Thank you very much for giving us your time, mate.
No, pleasure.
Thanks, Dave. You're a gent.